Y'all, if you go outside, make sure you put on sunscreen. Hey crafters! So I'm officially on summer break, which is awesome. I spent the first week of summer vacation sick with a head cold, so that wasn't fun. But anyways, it's definitely summertime. Like, I don't know what the weather's like where you are, but where I'm at, it is stinking hot. So, I don't know why I'm sitting with this pillow on my lap. I think it's just because it's a fun pillow and I just love the sequins. And plus it like doesn't match. But anyway, that's like too warm. It's like crazy hot, like gross sweaty. Anyways, so when summer comes, usually you don't really feel like crocheting because crocheting is using yarn, or if you're knit, it uses yarn and you make fabrics and they're hot and they're gross and they're sweaty and you like work on it and the hook gets sweaty in your hand. It's just like gross. So you might think that, oh, summer's coming, the warmer weather's coming, and now I'll have to quit crocheting until the fall. That is not true, because today I am going to be sharing with you 5 things that you can crochet with that are not yarn. So these are items that you might have lying around your house. Some of them are more specific that you would get from a craft store or even like a hardware store, but they're super fun and I can't wait to show you all 5 ideas. So let's go. Item number 1, rope. So I do have like knots and stuff in here that I did another video in, and they're super cute and I kind of don't want to take them out, but I think you can get the idea with this one. So I would recommend using a like huge hook. This one is a Q. I hopefully wrote that on the bottom because it doesn't say anywhere on here. Anyway, this is a Q. With this thickness, it works. I might even want to use something even bigger, like my sister has an S hook that's like huge, worked really well. But basic idea, you're gonna crochet with it just like you crochet with yarn, because it's basically just rope. It's almost like string, except it's not all hot and sticky. So, you know, you start with a slip knot, just like normal, or if you knit, do whatever you do when you knit. And you know, you can work your chain. Now, as I said, you might want to go a little bigger or use slightly smaller, narrower rope. But yes, you can crochet with rope. Now, you might be thinking, what in the world would I want to crochet with rope? So a couple ideas is this would be really cute, I think, for some decorating ideas, especially if you want to add like a beach vibe. So if you have any hanging plants, either like inside or on your porch, you know how they have the metal chain? Okay, metal chain, kind of boring. But you could crochet around the metal chain with the rope, and I think it would look super cute, add a really nice summery, rustic, beach vibe, whatever direction you want to go with it. But it'd be a super fun way to incorporate crochet into the summer. Idea number 2, crochet with wire. Okay, now you might be going, crochet with wire, how in the world do you do that? I promise it can be done. As proof, check out these earrings I made, crocheted them out of wire, added a bead in the middle. Super epic, right? Now, I have yet to wear these just because they don't match with like anything in my closet, but anyways, super fun. So, some pointers and some tips for how to actually crochet with wire. First of all, you want some wire that's fairly thin. I don't know what gauge this wire is. This is my sister's. I don't think she knows either because she's not very organized. Anyways, whatever gauge wire you use, you want something that's fairly flexible. Like if you can't bend it with your fingers just like really easily, don't crochet with it because you want it to have enough flex. Second of all, keep in mind that it's going to be really hard to frog. If you don't know what frogging is, that's when you start a project and you make a mistake and you have to unravel it. Or you have to rip it out, rip it out, frog, haha, get it, ha ha ha. But it's definitely doable. One last pointer I would recommend is using a metal hook that's not one of your favorites, probably not like a great quality metal hook, versus something that's like better quality or wood, because the wire could gouge the wood. And it didn't do this too badly with another hook I used, but the wire does have the potential to take off the paint coloring from the outside of the hook. So just keep that in mind when selecting what crochet hook you're going to use with crocheting with wire. So you're going to work with it pretty much like you would with yarn. Ignore this part here that's all bent because I just tried to take it out. But the one big pointer I would recommend is don't do a slip knot to start. When you start, just take it, fold it in half to create a loop, and then just twist the loop. And that will count as your starting loop, and then from there, you crochet just like normal. And I would recommend keeping your work fairly loose. It just tends to work better. pull a good bit of slack through when you do pull it through. It feels a little weird at first, just because it's not as flexible as yarn is, and it's not gonna look super pretty like yarn. Like, that's a chain. I know it doesn't look like much, but if you just kind of guess at where you need to go in, like just do a chain to start with, and then just kind of guess where your chain are, and do like single crochet or double crochet, you can make some really cool things that look like wire, like filigree, but all it is just crochet, like really haphazard crochet. And you can let your imagination run wild and create cool stuff like this. Material number 3. One of my favorites, use plarn. Now, I've already done a whole video on plarn. I also did a video showing how to actually work with it, and also showed a project using plarn. But if you're not familiar with plarn, just to catch you up to speed, basically you take plastic bags from the grocery store and you upcycle them and you cut them in a certain way and you attach them end to end, and it's basically like yarn made out of plastic bag. So plastic bag yarn, plarn, pretty cool. I mean, you know. So, couple pointers with plarn. You can spin this, which is super cool. It just makes it narrower and tighter. If you don't spin it, I would recommend using a hook that's probably like size J, size K. It also depends on how thick you make your plarn, because you can change the thickness of it, but I like cutting my plarn about 1 inch thick, and so when I do it about that thickness, I use like a J or size K hook. Another thing to keep in mind with plarn is it can be tricky to frog, so especially like slip knots are really hard to get back out. Now, I can like frog a chain and some stitches, but the slip knot's gonna be trickier to get out. That's what this is here. But just like normal, you just work your chain, pull through, and it looks really cool. I did have a bag that I made that I was going to show in here, but I couldn't find it because I don't know where it is, which I guess that's why you can't find stuff. Like, it's not like, oh, I misplaced it in my time warp portal. That'd be weird. Then I would know where it is. Anyways, I couldn't find it because I obviously don't know where it's at. Anyways, I don't know where I was going with that. That was just weird. Forget that, guys. Okay. You can make some really cool stuff with it. You can make, I made a bag out of it, which was kind of funny because like I took a whole bunch of plastic bags that you can only use a few times, and I made a bag that like you can use a bunch. I don't know. It's just kind of cool, I think, anyways. But there's lots of fun things you can do, and this is a great material to work with in the summer because you can make things like play mats for your kids outside. You could just crochet like a rectangle and use it as a mat to kneel on when you garden, because plarn is super easy to clean because you can just hose it down and then just let it air dry out in the sun because it doesn't absorb water, which is super cool. So lots of fun ideas. Just let your imagination run wild with plarn. Idea number 4. So possibly you're going through your closet as the seasons are changing and you're swapping in and out what clothes you're wearing. Maybe some stuff doesn't fit. I don't have this problem as much anymore just because I haven't really grown much in the last couple years. But used to, I would buy jeans every year. So I'd buy them in the fall, and by the time summer gets here, they'd be getting too short on me or too small. So what I would do a lot of times, since I'd have to buy new jeans the next year anyways, I would cut the legs off of jeans and turn the jeans into capris for the summer. But once you do that, you're left with a denim pant leg, you know. So I thought, I can't get rid of this. This is fabric. Fabric can be turned into yarn. I actually figured out a way that you can crochet with denim, and I think it's super cool. So the basic idea is you want to get a pair of nice sharp scissors. That makes a huge difference because it both makes it easier to cut through the fabric, and you don't fray the fabric as much, which means when you actually have the denim yarn, it doesn't try to unravel as much. The way I like to do it is I like to just cut off the bottom hem here just because it's super thick and hard to work with. But let's imagine that this is the end and we cut the hem off. So all you're going to do is you're just going to cut like a spiral going around. So this is really awkward the way I'm holding this. Okay, obviously you're not going to be holding it up in the air for a camera to see, but you're just going to spiral around like that. I like to do about 1/4 of an inch thick to a 1/2 inch thick, just so I feel like that's a nice thickness for the jean yarn, and plus it doesn't unravel that much. So you now have this yarn that looks kind of like this, and you can turn it into cool stuff like this. Now this, I don't actually know what this is going to be, but this material would be super awesome for making bags. You can make some really cute denim bags over the summer, like as a beach tote. Super cute, I would think. I also had this like weird idea to make shoes out of it. Like, I don't know what I would do with them, but it's like so absurd. I almost like want to do it just because of the sheer absurdity of it. So I don't know if I'll end up doing that or not. We'll see. It's also super easy to work with because it kind of has that yarn feel, but it's denim. And so it's got a little bit of stretch. I mean, obviously, depending on what kind of denims, these were probably like, I don't know, skinny jeans or something. So they've got some stretch to them. Super cool. You will end up with these spots where the side seams were. If you cut it my way, you can cut going up and down the pant leg versus in a spiral going down like that, the way I showed. I don't like going up and down just because you end up with these weird corners and they're difficult to cut. And I like the thickness and just the texture that the little hem and seam spots give, like there and stuff. I think it's kind of cute. So to properly crochet with the changing texture throughout this material, I would recommend using a pretty chunky hook like an N. You could even go a little bigger. I probably want to go beyond like a P, but that also depends on how thick your denim is and how thick you cut it. Number 5. So for our last and final one, it's kind of in the same vein of ideas as the jeans. You might be going through your closet and you find you have like a million t-shirts that you never wear, and you like have free t-shirts from that event and free t-shirts from that, and you've got that old t-shirt that's falling apart but you don't want to actually get rid of. So what you can do is, much like the jeans, you could take your t-shirts, chop them up, and make t-shirt yarn. Yes, you can make your own t-shirt yarn instead of spending a crazy amount at the store for t-shirt yarn. So this is cut in much the same way. Here we go, basic t-shirt. I'm just gonna cut from the bottom and I'm going to spiral around coming up. So as you can see, I've cut off the bottom hem, started crocheting with it. So as you can see, I've cut off the bottom hem, started crocheting with it, and I just keep cutting up the side like that, keep spiraling around. And it's super nice to work with, got a nice bit of stretch. Again, I would keep this fairly thin just because if you go too thick, then you're gonna have like crazy chunky t-shirt yarn. So probably like a 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch thick in width is how much I'm gonna spiral up. So like I said, this would be cute to make like a t-shirt yarn bracelet. I've seen some really cute ideas online, you know, just chain a ring and then do single crochet going around, and it's nice because it's kind of stretchy. So it'd be a super cute little fun accessory to add to your summer wardrobe just from an old t-shirt. And what's also awesome about this is you can go somewhere like a thrift store or like a Goodwill, and you can go to like the dollar section, buy a bunch of t-shirts for $1, and basically turn every t-shirt into a ball of yarn, but only for $1 in a little bit of time. Kind of cool, I think. But crocheting with a t-shirt is our 5th and final item for this video. So there you have it. You now know of 5 things that are not yarn that you can crochet with, or of course you can knit with them if you're one of those people. You know, obviously crocheters are like way cooler, what can I say? Just kidding. And with all 5 of these ideas, there's not really right or wrong. That's what's so cool about crochet and yarn and doing these things, is I hope that you're able to take these ideas and run with them. Just be creative, follow some of the tips that I've given as far as what hook size and whether they're easy to frog or not. But I think there's like almost limitless ideas that you can make with these things. So I'd be super excited to hear what you're going to make with any of these 5 materials. So definitely leave those comments below, and you might just inspire me to try it or inspire someone else to try it. I really want to hear all your creative ideas. But I'm super excited because summer's pretty much here just about, and now you have a way to keep crocheting all summer long. So that is today's video. I am classifying this as a tutu, even though it wasn't like technically tutorial intensive, because it kind of shows you like how to make these things with like the t-shirt or the denim, and it kind of teaches you how to actually use them. But the rest of the work is up to you. Go out there, be creative. I apologize also for like probably sounding super nasally this whole video, but hopefully you were able to follow along. But I am going to go enjoy the sun. Make sure you wear sunscreen or you will turn bright red like this pillow. At least if you're me, you'll turn bright red like this pillow. So put your sunscreen on, go outside and enjoy this summer sunshine, and get to crocheting. Happy crafting! Nice. Wait, throw it over here. Look what we just got from the store. Awesome! I'm still choking on snot. It's kind of gross. I probably won't do that. No one wants to see me blow my nose.